In the war-torn sector of Gamma subspace stands the planet of Ork, where the Ork war boss, the great hooligan Kragfang, stands dominion over a stronghold he's named after. Famed for his love of orcish knobs, Kragfang has amassed a large army of these mechanized brutes. Imperial forces have been tasked with assaulting the fortress and stopping the mad war boss's obsession before his blasphemous army can be completed. To achieve their goals, Imperial forces have 550,000 conscripts, 150,000 Death Corps of Krieg, 200 Lehman Russ battle tanks, and 3,000 Black Templars. Defending the Ork stronghold, we have 700,000 Ork sluggers, 220,000 shooters, and 120,000 mechanized knobs. Will the Imperials be able to conquer the fortress, or will the mad Ork war boss's insane plans prevail? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Here we go then, kicking off today's slaughter, and already the Imperial firepower is raining down upon the Ork fortress. The Orks, not ones to take this lightly, ladies and gentlemen, or ones to use defensive positions at all, are proceeding to storm out of their fortress and meet the Imperials head on. We can see that we've got some brave old conscripts here engaging the Orks in melee combat, though I think that is going to be rather futile for them, though their sheer weight and numbers might prove useful here. You can see thousands of Ork knobs pouring out of this castle and just absolutely stomping on the Imperials at the moment. The only thing really holding the line back are the good old Black Templar here, chainsaws at the ready, taking on these brutish Orkish knobs. Their massive power claws here of the knobs just cleaving infantry in twain. Oh my god, look at this. The gigantic force here of Imperials is spreading out all along the line here. You can see that the Orks, not wanting to keep this fight contained, have spread out along the field, and this massive melee combat line has now developed. Oh my god, the amount of bullets going overhead as well is completely ridiculous. You can see in the background over here, the Orks have also got their fair share of Daka. Thousands and thousands of shooter boys here are lined up, just laying down massive amounts of firepower. A blood lake is already starting to form. We're barely in the first few moments here. So on Team 1 then, we have got the Orks, and on Team 2, we have got the Imperial Guard here. You can see the Imperial Guard so far edging ahead in terms of kills. Their excellent assault prowess here, going right for the main entrances, where they've already created these massive, basically breaches in the castle wall here. But look at this. The insane Imperials going toe-to-toe. Can you imagine bayonet fighting an Ork knob? That is absolute insanity, and look, they are paying for it here. Lots of Imperials have been killed on this front line, and you can see that the Orks tried to surge forward no matter what here. God, there's so many of the Ork knobs here on the front line. Even a Space Marine getting caught by one of them power claws is in for a bad day. Lots and lots of troops are being lost on either side here at the moment. Does look like the Imperial Guard are eking ahead in terms of kills at the moment, but how long that's going to last is a totally different question. They are about 30,000 kills ahead though for now. However, that Ork front line is, look at that. The Imperials are slowly running out of troops willing to run forward here. Oh my god, the Orks really are cleaving their way through these poor old conscripts. Of course, the worst trained troops are the ones who go to the front line to fight the melee combat here. Let's go back over to our Blood Lake, see how that's getting on. Looks like a lovely little mound of bodies has appeared here now. Look at this. There is an absolute pile of corpses here now. The Orks not managing to push forward, the Imperials not managing to push forward. It's been a stalemate here, but it does look like the Imperials are slowly running out of troops here yet again. Look at this, only a trickle of troops now, bayonet charging in towards the Orks. It might just be enough for the Death Corps in the rear guard there to be able to just lay down massive amounts of firepower, which seems to be what they're doing actually. Look at this. There's only a small amount of troops coming in for the Imperials, but they are holding up that Ork advance, which is allowing their superior firepower here to just rain down upon the enemy. Actually, over here, it looks like the Imperials managed to push forward, but however, yet again, they are running out of willing combatants here to run forward. This entire flank is in jeopardy now if the Imperials can't push forward. Oh my god, look at all them bullets. There's so many rounds of ammunition just flying through the air here. It's absolutely ridiculous, but this Ork horde on this side is looking marginally successful. Like I said, it's only the few little bits of bayonet troops that are charging forward at the moment that are actually helping this Imperial line. So many Orks are just being cut down because of it. Look, they keep getting distracted, and at least 50 or so of the Orks get gunned down because of it. But to be fair, the Imperials are losing troops as well. 150,000 losses to the Imperials, 210,000 losses to the Orks. Arguably, the losses are greater to the Imperials because it just takes them a lot longer to raise the troops. And the Orks, obviously, they just grow from mushrooms. So it's not really that much of a problem. In fact, if the Imperials don't come around with flamethrowers after this, they're going to have a hell of a lot more Orks on their hands to deal with. But the assault on the main entrances at the moment still faltering here. The Imperials have not managed to push forward yet. The Orks doing a bang-up job of holding the Imperials out. Like I said, Orks not really want to use defensive positions here. But this has turned into an absolute slaughter on the fields now. Look at that in the distance, just stretching off. Thousands are dying every single second here. Like, the kill count's getting absolutely ridiculous. You can see that the Imperials backing up here, trying to keep away from these Ork knobs and slugger boys. They're trying to push forward, but a few Imperials here yet again on this side. Just the odd one or two charging forward is really helping to keep that Ork advance at bay, slowing them down enough for the gunfire to just absolutely level them. I dread to think what the floor is like. It's just probably, look at this, a quagmire of death behind them. There's so many dead bodies here. It's absolutely ridiculous. But both teams, relatively at the moment, still evenly matched. It is all yet to play for. Can the Imperials outflank the Orks? Or will the Orks actually end up outflanking the Imperials here? Let's have a look how we're doing on the far flank. So it does look like we've got quite a big melee group trying to outflank the Imperials here. But we've got a bunch of Death Corps on the flank. They're going to be standing out resolute, shovels at the ready, trying to take these Orks back and recapture this flank. Let's go back over, though, to the main assault. I want to see how the progress is getting on over here. Be really interesting to see what happens when the Space Marines start running out. Will the Imperials be able to hold them back without the help of the Space Marines? Because them guys are absolute tanks. In fact, look at this. The Orks have actually just pushed forward. The Orks have managed here to push the Imperials back, further away from the castle. Oh no, is the Imperial attack faltering here, ladies and gentlemen? The Imperials are ahead by 120,000 kills. The Orks did have more troops here, but I don't know, that's kind of worrying for the Imperials. Look at this, the entire flank has been pushed back. Yet again, more troops bayonet charging into the Orks, trying to buy time for their fellow comrades. Is it going to be enough? There are so many knobs charging forward here now. It is absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. Oh my god, look though. The amount of melee troops on this side of the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen, has considerably lessened out. There is only this blob of troops left over here now. So if the Imperials can actually capitalize and clear this blob of troops out, the only thing that they'll have left to deal with is the shooters back here. There's still a hell of a lot of shooters. And oh my god, look at this battlefield. What an absolute slaughter this has been. But yeah, look at this. The Imperials are bit by bit managing to clear out this. I'm actually marginally impressed with this. The Imperial forces are still taking an absolute hammering in sections, but my god, they are putting in that work over here. Let's go back over to this part of the line. Yet again, more Imperials trying to cover their comrades, allowing the superior firepower here to take a hold. You can see that there's still quite a few Space Marines ready and willing to go to the front line here. But that Dakar in the background is only getting more and more. Look at them all. Oh my god. The amount of firepower, and we've got a real proper blood lake going on here. Let's go take a dip. Let's go take a dive. Oh my, little Timmy, get out your rubber dinghy. That is only just deep enough for you. Fun for the whole family. The Orks here still pushing forward over the mound of their dead comrades and Imperials alike at this point. Look at this though, the Imperial line of guns. Absolutely resolute, just standing there, demolishing the Orks as they come over their dead comrades. The Orks, though, have still got quite a few troops here. Like I said, we cannot underestimate the power of these Ork knobs as well. They can take so much punishment, it's ridiculous, and they actually deal area of effect damage with them pneumatic claws that they've got, so they can take out quite a few troops all at once. Look at them, just amassing here and pushing forward right into this Imperial line. Like I said, I'm actually surprised. The Imperials were doing so well. They managed to push forward quite a lot. And now the Orks have sort of countercharged and managed to push ahead. However, look at this. Oh my god. The Imperials on the far left-hand flank here have managed to secure this. They cleaned out all the melee troops. They cleaned out all the shooters. And now they are pushing heavily into the flanks here of these knobs that are charging out of the castle. Oh my god, an absolute quagmire of death is behind them as well. That is absolutely insane. You can see the Orks here trying to push more troops back into this flank to recapture it because they're taking insane losses from this crossfire now. Oh my god, that is really bad news over here for the Orks. How are they doing on this side with this flank? So they've still got plenty of shooters over here. You can see the shooters are taking losses though from the Imperial fire. They are actually getting gunned down quite heavily now. Is there any of the melee troops left? No! The Imperial Guard on this side also managing to clear up all the sluggers and knobs, meaning that there's only shooters left over here, ladies and gentlemen. There is a few little knobs left here and there, but there's nowhere near in the force that they were before. The Imperials then almost securing both flanks, which just leaves this center force here, which is still taking an absolute pounding from the Orks storming out of the stronghold here. But actually, I think the Imperials are trying to push forward yet again. Look at this. They are pushing forward again. They are trying to recapture this hill here that the Orks were just pouring down. It's becoming a right old tug-of-war for the center line here. One that the Imperials might win if they keep securing the flanks like this. Look at this crossfire over here now. This is a hell of a lot. We've got conscripts and deathcore over here, just pushing into the Ork flank. Absolutely decimating him. This body pile here providing the Orks a lot of cover at the moment, but more and more Imperials are surging forward now. There's still a lot of Orks coming out of that castle though. Look at them all. Oh my god. So far then, the Orks coming up to 500,000 kills on the Imperials. The Imperial Guard though, 683,000 kills now. But look, the Orks just don't seem to be giving up at all. They keep pouring out of this castle and charging right in towards these Imperial lines. Still getting plenty of kills because, as I said, the Imperials here, the brave men and women of the Astra Militarum, keep charging forward and attacking the Orks with bayonets fixed on the end of their last guns. I mean, that is one thing I would never want to do in my time in the Imperial Guard. Take on an Ork with a bayonet. That just sounds like an absolute suicide order there. Look at all these, though. There's still quite a few shooters left over here, though the heavy concentration means that the Imperial Guard aren't really going to be missing when they start mass shooting into the sides of them over here. Let's have a look. How many are actually left in the castle? Okay, so about half of the castle has been cleaned out now, I would say. There's still quite a few Orks left, 30-odd thousand, but the Imperial Guard have still got 190,000 troops remaining. Look at all them over there. Guns raining out fire and death upon these Ork lines here, which have now just pretty much covered these entire cliffs here in bodies. No more cliffs left here, just bodies. Little blood pools here and there as well. Absolutely fantastic defense so far by the Imperials. So what I think we're going to quickly do is we're quickly going to time-lapse this last little bit. There's only 21,000 Orks left, so let's see what happens. Will the Orks make a monumental surge out of the castle, or have the Imperials secured this? We'll be back in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The great warlord Kragfang has been brought to his knees here by Imperial forces, now surging in towards his lair here. They have now secured all the courtyard. Look at all the dead Orks on the inside here. Oh my god, the last of the Orks, fighting for what they believe in and dying where they stand. Imperials here at every angle. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. A successful siege there by the Imperial Guard. But as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button below. And as a reward for being a channel member, your bonus content is now available. So go ahead and check that out. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.